Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to paint this sort of tree. Now I've already, strictly speaking, shown you once, but I tried to attach my phone to my head with this bandana and it just recorded my flowers instead. So let's have another go. So first thing you're going to need is some paint. I've chosen pinks and a red. So what you do is you mix it so you get different coloured pinks. So as you can see, there's different shades of pink coming through. So I've got a really pale one, and then I've got them getting steadily brighter. There we go, so I'll be able to see a bit better. So different colour pinks, and then I've used a red to make a really vibrant pink. Okay, the next stage, once you've done that, is to make sure you've got some brown and black, or just brown is fine. And then you're going to need some cotton buds. Now what you're going to do is take your cotton buds and a hair bubble, and if you can hear a noise, it was Sticks playing with her toy down here. She thinks cotton buds are very exciting as well. So cotton buds, hair bubble, and you're going to attach them, let me lean this, so that the cotton buds are surrounded by the hair bubbles, so they're kept in place, and then you can move it and straighten them all out. There you go. So just like that. I'm not sure if you saw me put it on, but you can see it there. Okay, first thing you're going to do, this is a really easy way of painting. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take the lightest colour pink that you've got, and we're just going to dab to make a tree. And Meatloaf has arrived as well. Dab to make a tree. So it can go all over. You don't want a tree that's just the traditional sort of cloud on a stick. You want to make it more sort of triangular for this. But a sort of, as you can see with this one, it's sort of a wonky triangle, not an actual one, because that would be a very strange tree as well. So going to do lots of dabbing to put out your basic shape. I want it to be nice and organic and not too much thought into it. There we go. So now I change to another colour, another type of pink. And I don't need to change my cotton buds in between. The more colour you get on them, the more shading you'll get. That side up a bit more. It's starting to look a little bit too much like a triangle. And then my darker pink. So as you can see, it's starting to quite like a cloud sort of shape now, but less like a lollipop. Okay. Now I'm going to add that pink that I made with the red to really add some vibrant colour in. You don't need to overthink with where you're dabbing. You don't need to worry about if you put in too much, too little. Doesn't matter if you can see the white through. Just adds to the shade of the tree. Okay. There we go. So we've got our tree all filled out. And now I'm going to put these down. I'm going to swap for this sort of paintbrush, but if you've only got the one paintbrush, that's absolutely fine. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to mix some brown in with the black, just a bit though, so it doesn't, it's a very dark brown. But if you put too much black in, you'll end up with just black. So just a little bit. And you might want to add a bit of water to your paint, depending on the kind of paint you're using. I'm using acrylic, which is an easy to use paint. You can water it down to be like watercolour. You can keep it as it is and it's sort of like oils. And you can get sets from places like the Works and things for quite cheap. So first thing I'm going to do is paint in a sort of V. And that tells me where my branches are going to branch out from the trunk. So my first one, because my tree is quite long this way, I'm going to bring one down the main branch all the way down, and it gets thicker as I go back to the trunk, which is fine because that's what trees do. And then I'm not just going to draw one line out, then I'm going to have some thinner bits coming out. Might carry that on really as thin as I can. Okay. Bring some thin lines out. Where else would I have one? Coming up into this bit, I think. Doesn't matter if they're wonky, doesn't matter if they go too thick or too thin, they're just branches. If you are finding that you're getting too much on there, just a little bit of water on and then brush off some of that excess paint, because it will make your paintbrush look sharper again, and then just put a tiny bit back on to get those thinner lines. So here we go, putting another branch in, make another one go off over there. Oh, a big empty gap there. I'll just put that one. Okay, and then maybe another one that's sort of starting to reach off up here. There we go, so we've got some branches off this side. And now we'll do the same with the other. Now for the other side, make sure my paintbrush is nice and thin, I'm going to go straight up because it's longer up here. So depending on how your branches go, you're wanting to sort of create a illusion that the branches are keeping all those cherry blossoms where you wanted them, so where you've put them. So one goes up the top. Starting to lose a bit of colour. It doesn't matter if you get pinks and things coming through because it's... There we go. So I want that one to go up there. A bit more water, a bit too thick, a bit more brown. So there we go, one going up that way. And then I'm going to have another one branching off this way. And we can just add in the details and then come back to it to add those finer pieces in. So I know roughly where everything's going to go. One up here, another one here. So I've just sketched them out, and now I'll go back, cleaning my brush, making sure it's not overloaded. And now I'll go back and just add in some more details. And depending on how fine a brush you've got, you can do even thinner branches going off. Makes your tree completely unique to you. So we'll put a little one going up there. And then I'm going to thicken that branch up as it comes back down to join. No, that I think is too shallow, so let's add some more depth onto there. There we go. A bit better. I don't want a big gap. You weren't just looking at my hand, but you don't want a big gap, so I've brought it in a bit more to make that V to there. Now what I'm going to do is put in this, I nearly said stem, the trunk of the tree. Goodness me. So cherry tree, it's nice straight one down. Doesn't need to be too long because my tree's gone out a bit like an acer, but there we go. And now I'm going to make the ground using the same colour, almost as if the tree's got roots coming down. And you'll see in a minute that those are going to get basically covered up. So bring your tree down, roughly the same place. Bring the ground. Fill in any gaps. There we go. So we've got our tree started. Now we're going back to our cotton buds. So we're going to take our cotton buds, get some more colour. We're going to add, now just dapple, so nothing too heavy-handed, not lots and lots, just a little bit to cover up some of those branches so that the it looks like it's in the tree rather than on the outside of it. I'm going to put some more on where the tree would be covered. Now I'm not going to cover the branches completely up because otherwise I needn't have spent time putting them in nice detail, but cover them up a bit so that it's more the hint of branches rather than the whole branches that we're seeing. So you can do that as much as little as you want to show how much foliage you've got. Now I've put more on than I did on the example one actually, but I quite like that. And now at the bottom you're going to do something sort of similar, and you're going to dab your branches out. Now it doesn't matter if it mixes with the brown at all. Different colours. Dab it down. Now if you're starting to notice that they're getting a bit flat and a bit heavy, just swap to the other end. So this one's gone flat, so I'm going to swap to the other side. I'm going to add in some finer ones on the floor, and then I'm going to use those the finer end again. I'm not using all of them, I'm going to just speckle everywhere with them as if there's blossom falling off the tree. So I'll swap some colours, and you just put them all around the place as if there's blossom falling to the ground where you've put yours. Now, next thing, this part is completely up to you what you put. Here we put a girl reading. What will we put in this one? Let's do a person with an umbrella. So I've swapped my paintbrush to one that's a bit thinner. Now you might use a pencil, you might use a pen or something for this if you haven't got a thin paintbrush. And then you take your black, and we're just going to outline. So to make the tree look really big, we make our person really small. An umbrella shape. And I'm going to add Chris. There we go, so we've got a lady standing under here, holding maybe a bag or something. Maybe it's a shopping, I don't know. Just looking out at the falling cherry blossom. So there we have it. Or we could change it so that she's facing the other direction. Bring her hand down a bit more on that side. There you go, now she's facing away from us. So, have a go at making your very own cherry blossom picture. Send it in to your teachers at your Bluecoat year group Bluecoat email address. I would love to see them. And based on how well we got on with these ones, whether you enjoy this, I've got a couple of other cotton bud based art activities that we could have a go at next week. So let me know if you've enjoyed this by sending an email to us. And based on whether or not you've enjoyed it, then we will see about doing another one next week, because there's some more nice designs that we could do, and I'm looking forward to seeing your creations. Bye.